So, folks, we have to talk about the fact that Donald Trump is having a crash out of epic proportions that is being amplified by the rest of the media into like some kind of coherent movement. Specifically, his crash out today and yesterday has been about the New York, and I'm going to mispronounce this horribly, pied-a-terre tax, which is New York's taxes on second homes worth over $5 million. So, suffice it to say, before we go 1 inch further into this discussion, the only people who are concerned about this and who are complaining about this are people who are ridiculously, ridiculously wealthy. Okay? So, Donald Trump yesterday posted on Truth Social, "The New York City pied-a-terre tax is costing New York City and state a fortune in that the money eventually to be gotten is very little compared to the taxes paid by the tens of thousands of people who are fleeing the city never to return. Florida, Texas, and numerous other states are making an absolute fortune. This dangerous political experiment in New York will destroy what was once a great city and state. It's pure amateur hour. It's hard, as President of the United States of America, to sit back and watch it happen, especially to a place I once loved. Financial and then social ruin is a 100% certainty. And then the radical left jihadists in charge congestion pricing on top of everything else. This doesn't work in America and must be stopped now. I am looking to see if the federal government has any legal right to avert this disaster before it's too late. For the millions of people who cherish New York and want to see it thrive, as opposed to becoming a filthy, crime-ridden, decrepit place of mockery and scorn. Make America great again, President DJT." Like, it's so funny. Like, they're just mad as hell. Because Donald Trump doesn't know anyone other than other rich people, and all these rich people are like, I'm gonna move to a different city. No, you're not. The entire premise of being rich is you can live anywhere you want. It's why you have a second home in New York City. It's why you have a second home. You weren't content with just one. You bought a second one in New York City. Like, oh yeah. You're all just so wealthy, but like you're being taxed into poverty, so you're having to flee to go to Florida, where your third and fourth homes are. Okay, sure, yeah. Part of the what I think a lot of people don't get is that rich people have the luxury of not really giving a damn about how much they're taxed, and can just like go live wherever the fuck they want to live. That's what wealth gets you. It gets you the ability to live in LA, paying a ton of property tax or whatever, paying the higher California taxes because you can. Because like that's what being rich allows you to do. You pay the taxes and you're still richer than everybody else. Like they were fighting the one-time wealth tax in California, and I forget which billionaire guy it was, but he's dropped like $100 million into trying to lobby against the wealth tax, and it's like, bitch, you dropping $100 million on fighting this thing. Just pay your taxes. Just pay the wealth tax, and like you would literally be expending less money. It's crazy. These people are just like addicted to failure. Anyway, yeah, none of this would ever work in New York City. And let's see, Donald Trump is hitting out pretty hard here against Zoran Mamdani. Let's see what Zoran Mamdani's been up to,
Mamdani, I'm here in Prospect Park because a follower said there were drinking fountains there that were taken away by the city. Please bring the drinking fountains back.
I'm on it. The heat wave has arrived, but our parks plumbers got here first. They're getting the water flowing so that New Yorkers can safely enjoy their summer days in Prospect Park.
Take a sip if you so desire, sir.
Absolutely. Delicious. Stay cool and stay safe, New York.
Dog, people are adding him on social media to come fix water fountains, and he does. I thought it was Sergey Brin Paladin lost, but I wasn't quite sure. I thought it was Sergey Brin. I didn't want to say it and be wrong, but excellent. How is he so good at this? People have just forgotten what good governance looks like. People have just genuinely forgotten that politicians are supposed to work for you and not their rich donors. And speaking of, congestion pricing and all that being said, and like the pied-a-terre tax or whatever, where's all that money going anyway? Where's all that money going?
The thing about NYC is that people who are rich love living there. They can go sit courtside for the Knicks, eat katzes, go see Broadway. They aren't leaving. Not for fucking Florida or Texas.
Yeah, Texas doesn't have Broadway. Florida don't have Knicks tickets. Like, I don't know. And Paladin, thank you for the $15 dono. Very much appreciated. But like, where is that money gonna be used?
Next stop, a new Chambers Street subway station.
And congestion pricing is paying for it.
Oh, wait. You mean the congestion pricing actually gets used on things that help the city and people who live in the city? Wait a minute. These taxes are going to things that people can tangibly see and touch and experience? Damn, that's crazy. It doesn't work here in America. I don't know, this seems like it's kind of working.
Chambers Street Station is over 100 years old.
This restoration will rebuild crumbling stairwells and broken doors, fixes to the ceiling and to the underlying issues that caused regular leaks, and it will restore the ceramic tiles and marble bases that make this station so unique.
It's time for an upgrade.
Let me upgrade.
Oh, so we're actually going to better people's lives instead of making them worse. Who knew that politics didn't have to be unending misery, where your taxes get siphoned up to robber barons and then distributed to other lesser robber barons? That's crazy. You mean the government isn't just a vehicle to like siphon up everything for the wealthiest people to ever exist? Also, and I just thought this was neat, he sat down with I believe, Bernie Wagenblast, who's the voice of the New York City subway system, and a trans woman.
When I did the recordings, we were recording things like Uptown, Downtown, Bronx Bound, and then the computer puts it all together.
What is your favorite New York City subway experience?
My colleague, Charlie Pellet, the guy that says, "Stand clear of the closing doors, please." The New York Transit Museum runs the holiday train. He and I will do live announcements on the train.
Wow.
And
I want to be there.
You're doing it live?
Yes, we do it live.
A few people from chat who are asking a couple things.
GLHF, Pledge Lime Crime Live. Boy.
Quite the name.
If you're gonna pre-record, you gotta not make it so obvious. GLHF pledges Lime Crime Live. You just committed a live crime live. If we were pre-recording, could I do this? I could.
Right.
But could I mention your name and then respond to you? I could not. So, still struggling with chat and streaming, but not pre-recording. Not yet.
This is the man who's, I guess, the most dangerous man in America right now, if you listen to mainstream media and, the cranks, the crank class for the billionaires. Or, hey, guess what? Remember how Zoran Mamdani promised to use tax money to build affordable homes? Oh, wow. What's that? They've started breaking ground on building hundreds of new homes? That's part of the $22 billion investment in building exponentially more? That's crazy. They've actually started doing it. It's wonderful what you can actually accomplish when you elect people who are interested in doing things. And not only that, let's just take a quick look at this. This was an announcement that was made just 2 days ago, actually.
Special delivery.
If it looks like an Amazon delivery,
and it drives like an Amazon delivery,
then it's an Amazon delivery.
Amazon is spending millions of dollars to convince you that this isn't an Amazon delivery. But all you have to do is see for yourself.
My uniform says Amazon.
if I don't wear this Amazon branded vest, disciplinary action will be taken against us. The workers' routes and hours are set by Amazon.
So why isn't Amazon responsible for these vans?
Because Amazon and other corporations have built a vast network of subcontractors
that shield them from responsibility. Amazon tells these subcontractors where to drive,
who to hire, and what hours to work.
I do all the work that makes Amazon all the money.
This is why I'm proud to support the Delivery Protection Act, sponsored by Councilmember Tiffany Kalan. Because if Amazon is delivering your packages, they should follow the same rules of every other delivery.
When injuries and worker accidents skyrocket,
Amazon says they have nothing to do with it.
They can't have it both ways.
By shielding themselves behind these so-called independent operators, this trillion-dollar company is able to avoid regulations on our city streets. And that's why we want to pass the Delivery Protection Act.
Now, one, I think that this is lovely because it is part of what makes Zoran so powerful as a political power broker at this point is because in his videos, in his presence, people want to be associated with him. And when he does something like highlight Tiffany Kaban here, that's doing her a political favor. It is raising her prominence. You all now know who she is, despite the fact that many of you don't live in New York City. That's pretty cool and interesting, right? He is raising up a new generation of progressive, socialist, or at least socialist adjacent political figures. It's, you know, a rising tide lifts all boats. And that's pretty cool. And not only that, what is interesting to talk about with this in particular is that Zoran Mamdani has placed himself in direct opposition to one of the most powerful Democrats in the country. And I learned this from The Prospect because I thought this was fairly interesting. Like, oh yeah, a lot of people don't talk about these Amazon contractors. It's great to see somebody finally talking about this. But I saw the American Prospect here. Mamdani's taking on Amazon, his opponent, Chuck Schumer's daughter. Jessica Schumer is apparently one of the most prominent lobbyists for Amazon to Congress, and specifically has been working in order to reinforce stuff like, hey, Amazon contractors shouldn't receive employer protection or employment protection, you know? It's quite interesting. Schumer, a former policy director for Tim Kaine when he served as Hillary Clinton's running mate in 2016, has worked at Amazon since 2020. Initially this is Jessica Schumer. Initially as a senior policy director. In January, she became the head of New York policy and community engagement, a euphemism for an in-house lobbyist. In New York state lobbying disclosures, which also cover municipal lobbying, Schumer is listed as one of 4 lobbyists working for Amazon at the city council. The Delivery Protection Act is named as one of the bills that Schumer and her fellow lobbyists are working on. And when you have lobbyists working on a bill like this, what that means is effectively to kill and or neuter it. What's really interesting about all of this is that, in a way, this is a test of Mamdani's statesmanship. You know, it's he's going up against one of the most powerful Democrats in the country, Chuck Schumer. To be honest, I think he has the winning hand. I think he has the winning hand. Because Chuck Schumer doesn't want to go up against Zoran Mamdani. No politician in America right now wants to make an enemy of Zoran Mamdani. And what's really interesting here is that you can look at even even Donald Trump's post about the tax, which is specifically attributed to Kathy Hochul and Zoran Mamdani, he does not say Zoran Mamdani in this at all. We all know who he's talking about. We all know why he talked about the jihadists in New York City. But even he stops short of calling out Zoran Mamdani because he wants so badly. He wants so badly to be liked. And he knows that people like Zoran Mamdani. Also, Chuck Schumer is an itinerant loser. I mean, that's true, yes. That is true, yeah. Mamdani's a freaking idiot sounds like a commie platform. Hey, if communism in New York City means that your pipes deliver clean water and your subway system functions and isn't falling apart and that like people actually have homes to live in, I think a lot of people are going to like communism. But when I just want you to know, when you make an argument like that, you are inadvertently making communism more attractive to people. I know that's obviously not the intent of these conservative trolls, but like that is kind of what you're saying, right? Like we look at this guy who's like clearly like he's practically frolicking through a field to get like water fountains fixed in the city, and you're like, working water fountains? Sounds like communism to me. And it's just like any normal person watching looks at this and goes, that's just good. That's just a good thing that happened. He just did a good thing. If good things are communism, then I guess I'm a communist. Like, that's not even without that's without even getting into any theory. That's without even getting into what communism even means. Like, y'all are like unironically, and I shouldn't even be telling you this. You are doing a favor to the left when you do that. Buildings are also being inspected for safety failures. Oh no! Fewer collapsing bridges? Communism. Oh no! Oh no! Office buildings won't collapse anymore because they've been safely inspected? The horror! That's socialism right there. So I just think that this is all quite interesting. And I think Mamdani is going to be a force to be reckoned with long after Chuck Schumer and his daughter fade from the collective memory. So I just think it's quite funny, but I did like the ending of this article.
People are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Through many different mayors and many different philosophies, I've had a North Star. Help New York, which I love. Schumer said after Mamdani's election, that is not going to change. Senator Schumer's office failed to respond to a request for comment, which is genuinely just such a great way to end this piece. I'm going to link it in chat. You guys can read it at your leisure, but it's quite good. It's quite good. All that being said, folks, if you got anything out of this, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and consider dropping those subs and donos. And folks, join your local Dems, join your local DSA, get involved today. Join our Discord, reach out to GamerG for help getting started with DSA, reach out to Dragonfly for help getting started with your local Dems. And folks, if you want to do door knocking and phone banking for Democrats across the country who are progressive, go check out Progressive Victory down in the description. They can help hook you up with many of those different initiatives, regardless of where you live. And last but not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes. Check it out. Link down in the description. Let's keep going.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather around. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, being plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat.